We have mountains, craft beer, and Western heritage. But we also have a mental health crisis. More than 400,000 people in Colorado have reported needing mental health care but not receiving it.
A lot of people are turning to AI for mental health support.
Enter artificial intelligence therapy, chatbots that can listen to you spill your guts or vent.
I'd be happy to help with that.
And they respond with human-like support. They're free or cheap and available 24/7.
Whenever I don't have access to my therapist or my friends, or I just want to think through something really quick, I just lean into AI.
27-year-old Isabel Gerardino is among a growing group of people using programs like ChatGPT for mental health support.
The biggest way that it has helped me is to take a step back and breathe and reflect and think through things before I respond to an email.
Artificial intelligence. When I say that word or those words, what do you think?
It's scary, exciting, confusing.
Dr. Tricia Hudson-Matthew is the chair of the Department of Human Services and Counseling at Metropolitan State University of Denver.
And I think in my profession, I'm not too worried with AI taking over our job. There is a human side to what we do. I think if I was in other professions, I might be a little bit more nervous.
Like a journalist?
Like a journalist.
If there's anything I can do to help,
But I think the personal side is what AI is not going to be able to give us. Even if eventually we have a robot sitting in front of us. That personal side, that personal connection.
But according to the first clinical study of its kind published in March, Dartmouth researchers found AI therapy bots have a positive impact. 106 participants used a phone-based chatbot, and those diagnosed with depression noticed a 51% reduction in symptoms.
I think a panic attack, AI can work. I think they can talk you down. They can give you some breathing exercises. They can help you count.
On the flip side, a new Stanford study suggests AI chatbots can be risky and may offer dangerous responses. The American Psychological Association is now calling for government regulation of chatbots that use words like therapy and marketing.
If you're calling yourself a therapist, which is a licensed term in most states, you're really putting people at risk of not questioning when something seems wrong, not listening to their gut. We already know people have a tendency to defer to automation bias, which is we trust the tech more than we trust ourselves. And in this case, you're just putting even vulnerable people at greater risk.
Who should not use AI for therapy?
Anyone with a serious diagnosis should not use AI for therapy.
Hello, it's Jeremy. How are you doing?
hey Jeremy, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
We decided to interview one of the most popular AI programs today, ChatGPT.
People often come to AI programs like me for help with everyday stress, anxiety, or feelings of loneliness.
Are you able to pick up if someone is experiencing a crisis?
I can recognize certain patterns or keywords that might indicate someone is in distress or experiencing a crisis, and I'll encourage them to reach out to a human professional or emergency services. However, I don't have the same capabilities as a trained professional to assess or intervene in real-time crises.
I found it interesting the chatbot repeatedly said it wasn't a replacement for real human therapy.
My support can be a useful immediate aid, but it's not a replacement for professional care.
It can be a tool to help us, but we have to come back to ourselves and use and trust and lean into our conscious, our critical thinking, our analytical skills, and human connection will never be replaced by technology.
For now, Colorado's Department of Regulatory Affairs, which licenses professional therapists, says there are no plans or introduced legislation that would require chatbots to be licensed in Colorado. A spokesperson for the agency says they will continue to monitor this trend. It is a changing world out there, isn't it?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And when I think therapy, I think of that human connection and interaction, but I am impressed about this, can you say that, the self-awareness
Yes.
of ChatGPT to say, I'm not a substitute, right?
Yeah, and I think they intentionally program that in because a lot of people are turning to these chatbots for immediate help. Because when the therapist is not available, sometimes you have to schedule someone out for days or weeks, and it costs money. And this is convenient, it's fast, it's free, it's cheap.
And if you are having like a true panic attack or something like that in the moment, you can understand why.
Yeah, and I tested it out. I asked ChatGPT, what can I do in a panic attack? And it gave me a whole list of things to do, breathing exercises, and then it offered, I can continue to talk to you to keep your mind off this.
That can be helpful.
Yeah, it's out there. Yeah.
Okay. It's super cool. I'm glad you did,
It is
Jeremy.
interesting.
Thank you.